Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Third Man on the Mountain, or just Third Man on the Mountain. This is a 1959. I was off by about 10 years. I thought it was a late 60s film, maybe starring a young Kurt Russell, but no, this is a 1959 film. It's an hour and 47 minutes long, and it is about mountain climbing in the Swiss Alps. Not kidding, they made movies about a young man named, what's his name? Come on. What's his name? Rudy. His name's Rudy Matt. He's a dishwasher in this small Swiss town at the foot of the Swiss Alps, and he likes climbing mountains. Why? Well, because his deceased father, Disney, ding ding ding, Disney trope, has to have a dead parent. He is he kind of wants to be like his father, a guide, not necessarily a mountain climber, because there's a lot of tourists that come through there because, hey, if you're going to be in the Alps, why not climb them? And of course, there's lots of mountains, a lot of peaks to hit. But the tourists, they can go for the easy stuff, maybe the mid-range stuff, but nobody goes to the Citadel. The Citadel is just a foreboding peak with nobody seems to know how to get up there. The only person who has, of course, is Rudy's father, who is a legend in these parts. But Rudy's not been able to keep up with his dad's legend, and he's now living with his mom and his uncle. And uncle runs a hotel up there. It's very much, very touristy. Some people running shops, selling climbing equipment, very much taking advantage of the tourists. There's a little bit of a humor throughout that. There's people, the main characters we kind of meet are Rudy, this older gentleman who I can't seem to figure out which one he was, because he's an older man with, a curly mustache, and he really likes smacking the young women on the butt. He does it at least twice. So I don't know. He's a father figure. I have no idea. But he kind of encourages Rudy in his dreams. He's sort of a surrogate father in a sense, where Rudy also has another surrogate father in his uncle, who is very stern and very much against putting his sister through any further stress and terror by just as she lost her husband, and I'm guessing he died climbing a mountain. I might have missed that part. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but the idea is that Rudy, along with the encouragement of his friends and a certain gentleman who is a legend, Captain John Winter. By the way, Rudy's played by James MacArthur. Captain John Winter, who looks like he's first billed here, is Michael Rennie, and he's just sort of this dashing older gentleman who, by the way, this movie feels like it was in black and white, but I don't. Like I watched it, and now when I picture these characters, because I see all of their photos here on IMDb, it makes me think that the entire film was in black and white. I know it wasn't. By the way, most of the actors here that you see in this, if you don't recognize any of the names, well, it's because none of us were born when these people were actors. You'd have to be older than me, which is possible, but yeah, most of these people do not have headshots that are in color in any way. They were probably in their younger years around when the talkies were invented. Yeah, when vaudeville was still in its heyday. Let's just say that. But one of my favorites in this is Janet Monroe. We know her from Darby O'Gill and the Little People, in where she's not Irish here, she's a Swiss girl in this one, and she's got a lot of energy and a lot of charm. Let's just say she's not difficult to look at, and she's after Rudy, and Rudy certainly is taken with her. They have a sort of friendly relationship, but that there's a little bit more to it than that. Eventually, it's going to grow into something. it's a little bit of romantic tension here for the ladies in the audience in 1959, where the adventure for the men is climbing mountains and dominating your rivals who are fearful of the mountain, and it's all that. Yeah, it's not a big action adventure film, even though there are moments of peril here and there, but it's compared to what anybody would be watching now. It's fairly tame. Yeah. John Lithgow's not in a helicopter trying to kill Sylvester Stallone. Let's just say that. It's fairly tame in the drama. What makes it interesting is, again, this is an era before heavy visual effects and things like that, no digital screens. There are some fantastic shots of the mountains themselves, just photography, film, and everything else that look amazing. But there's also certain scenes where we see characters having to jump from a spire to or from a spire from the mountainside, and none of it's real. It's obvious they're not actually shooting this in the real place. There are some outdoor sequences where they're in the snow and things like that, and of course they're swinging across areas where there are rocks that look real, but they're obviously not miles up or however many feet up that you'd expect them to be when climbing the Citadel. There is a sequence in this that, yeah, while it's not real and shot in a set, this is taking advantage of visual effects tools back in a bygone era where they use plates and matte paintings. There's a matte painting of just this mountainous range in the background, and it looks real, and yet it doesn't. But it's still majestic as anything. It's kind of really neat to see where we've come from and the ingenuity of that era when it comes to special effects and visual effects. It's pretty neat. So yeah, I think it's worthwhile for seeing it for that. You're not gonna, if you're looking for an action drama on the level of of something modern day, it's not The Fall Guy. I'm just saying. But if for a movie of this era, this is men just standing up to each other, people with different cultures feeling that the mountain is theirs, and there's this. It's not even a matter of being a mountain climber, but being a mountain climber guide and doing the right thing in the face of danger. Do you do it for glory? Do you do it for people to consider you greater than others? Do you do it because you're a guide and you look after the people you're responsible for? Which one is it? And Rudy's life and his reputation are put on the line. He's not his dad, and everybody kind of reminds him of that very often, except for the captain, who is like, I want this kid on my team because he's the son of this great guide. So a legend himself. It's like a rock star coming to town and just saying, oh, I remember your dad was in the greatest band ever. I need you to play guitar in my new band. That's kind of what we're looking at here. So it's kind of neat. It's for modern audiences, this is going to be a snoozer. It honestly is. It has flourishes of humor, some pretty solid drama, and just that old school manliness. But yeah, there's nobody's flashing guns. There's no cowboy action or anything else. This is the Swiss Alps, so this is very much an American film. Accents are all over the place, despite the fact that it's Switzerland. But yeah, the Swiss Alps village. It's nobody's trying to affect Swiss or Austrian or any kind of accent. They're just really all over the place. So, but if you are into the Disney classics or just classic 50s era films, this you might get a kick out of this. This is a cozy, cool, rainy afternoon kind of movie that you really don't want to focus on too much, but you might get a kick out of it. And if you fall asleep in the middle of it, you know what? That's all right. That's just a good relaxing Sunday afternoon. And honestly, when you get to be my age, that's something you look forward to. You may not have that in your life. This might help. Let's pick tomorrow's episode and see what else can help. 3:15. That is close to the end of our list. Oh my. It is. We have another movie. A movie that is very important, hugely important to Marvel Comics heroes. This kind of changed everything. Yes, Blade, which is not on Disney Plus yet, came before it and did set the groundwork for a lot of things. But this changed what a superhero movie could be at the box office and set the stage for everything that came after it, if you don't count Blade. We're going to be watching X-Men. So, I'm looking forward to that. I watched that movie so many times in the theaters. I haven't seen it in a while. And they started stocking up on the X-Men films again with the coming of Deadpool and Wolverine in the next 2 more months. So, wow. Late July during Comic-Con. It's just strange. I'm going to have to really work out a way to watch that before the Comic-Con happens. Or during, because spoilers. Anyway, X-Men. Almost fell over. X-Men is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.